There's a carnival in town. You received a custom handbill that for some reason encouraged you to join us. What did your handbill say that caused you to come all the way out here and find the carnival?
Here, a chance to prove yourself. Prove that you are worthy.
Cool. All right. Where we last left off, your carnival had just entered Septentrion, and you met. You listened to a lecture from Professor Picali, one of the carnival's denizens, if you will. Travels with the carnival as a researcher. He's mysteriously gone missing, as has one of his associates, the Squid Woman. And excuse me. And where we left off, Jesus Christ. Where we left off, the carnival was picking up, entering the mist and moving to a new location. The location where the carnival is moving to today is small town. So small I don't remember the name. I believe it was... Shit, I didn't write it down. We'll go with Cadius. Cadaeus. It was the town east of Meridia on the sea in the Lesser Territories. The carnival slows down, the mist disappear, and you find yourself in the town of Cadius. The Skura immediately begins setting up the wagons in preparation for the initial visitors.
You know, it might even be the town where Zuriel came from.
Well,
Do we know where we are?
Yeah, Cadence. Or Acadia, whatever he said.
I mean, since I don't know the towns or whatnot. Like, he's supposed to be raised in a church or other kind of temple. In a small town.
I mean, that's fine. You can be from here if you like. This is a shipfaring village. It's on the ocean. It's east of Meridia, so a lot of trade comes through here as it goes up the coast to waterside. There is a major trading lane. Ships leave both west and east from Meridia. This is on the east route.
Okay, that sounds fine.
Alright.
It's not a village by any stretch, but it's not a huge town either. Not a lot of unloading or loading happens here, but some does. A lot of, if you wanted to find port, you could find port, you could see the ships, other stuff to do. Imagine a town with 100,000 people. There's resources available, libraries, restaurants, city council, police station, magic shops, whatever you've got is available here.
I'm gonna go ahead and help them set up the carnival.
If you try to, a Skura would swat you away without a word. They've got this.
Okay.
Now, how close is this town to any of those destinations that we were talking about last session?
a very
Is it
long way
close?
away. This is on the
Okay, so
lower east side of the greater territories, so or the lesser territories. So you know Greycott, where Greycott is. This town's like 100 or 200 miles southwest of Greycott.
okay then.
Okay. I'm gonna new town. Might as well go and check out the armories or smitheries or whatever
Okay.
forges there are. And
Sure. You begin to wander around the town. A town crier can be heard singing about an article in the papers. Man disappears in cloud of smoke. Spontaneous human combustion? Find out now. 1 penny. 1 penny. Man disappears in cloud of smoke. 1 copper.
Here you go, lad. Not flip him over a coin.
It's
What's
It's
happened,
an article,
sir?
and Man disappears in cloud of smoke is the headline of the article. Spontaneous human combustion linked to triple murders case. Police are today investigating the disappearance of Mr. Henry Stanley, 41, of Cadius, who was reported missing last night by his landlady, Mrs. Constant Atkins. She alleges that she heard a cry from Mr. Stanley's upstairs room at 8 o'clock. He did not answer to her knocking, and when she opened the door, the room was full of smoke and there was no sign of him. Mr. Stanley is not married. He is a noted train enthusiast and a member of the Train Spotters Association.
Why does this name sound familiar?
Is this
I pull out the ledger that I and look through, see if that name was the guy that bought the train.
he was the guy. His disappearance may be a case of spontaneous human combustion. Police have refused to comment on this. Similar cases have been reported in England earlier this century. England. Why do I keep reading? Have been reported in the continent earlier this century. The most recent known was that of a Mr. J. Temple Thurston, who burned to death in his home a few years ago. It has been revealed that a model train set was found at the scene, had been purchased last week from the shop of Mr. Makriat. That child's toy may have caused the fire. Readers may recall that 3 bodies, all identified as Mr. Makriat, were found earlier this week in a Septentrion hotel room. Police have not ruled out the possibility of a link between the 2 cases.
Well, I think we need to go to the police station. Fun one to call it Scotland Yard.
I know, right? That's what I keep doing. I keep saying Scotland Yard. I'm like, no, it's not Scotland Yard. It's so hard to do this in real time to translate. Because I've got 5 different names floating around in my head. We've reskinned some of the people who were involved.
I'm not sure
I
if they're
didn't bother
following or
rewriting
not,
any of
but-
this.
Hey, Crier, where's the police station at?
Hey, I can show you.
Oh, okay, new guy. Let's go.
Okay, I'm going to lead them to the station.
Okay. You lead him to the station. It's a small building, brick. Looks like maybe a 10 by 10 room.
I'd like to
Guards
speak with
posted outside.
I'm looking to speak with the person in charge of the Stanley case.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay. They
That
would
was
invite
me.
you inside, and the officer on duty is. It looks like there may only be, there's a selection of guards, but looks like just one kind of chief guard guy. What would you call that? Captain of the guards. that guy, who's involved in investigating kind of all crimes, and he would invite you in and say, yeah, well, if any information or help that you can give us, obviously you can see we're kind of understaffed here, so anything you can do for us would be of assistance.
Not a problem. We were just in Septentrion the other day, and we were helping them with their investigation. We ended up coming across this book. It describes where what was the guy's name? Longfellow? The 3 guy, whatever.
Makriat.
Yeah, him. Where we investigated Makriat's business and came across this book, which shows him with a business dealing with Mr. Stanley, in which he sold that train set, which seems to have caused the fire.
Well, the toy train set was inspected for anything that could cause a fire. You know, it didn't have any open flames.
You still
to
happen
be
to have it.
absolutely sure. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, looking at the records, it was passed on for expert examination to the local Train Spotters Association in the person of Arthur Butter, president. I can supply his address if you would like.
Sure, if you don't mind. If you don't mind us looking into this a little bit for you.
Sure, and I'll give you the address. Bear in mind that this train set is part of the Stanley estate, and ownership of it does go to his heirs, whoever they may be. But yeah, you're welcome to look at it while it's still being investigated. The headquarters of the association is in Arthur Butter's home. He's a friendly man, upset about the disappearance and possible death of Henry Stanley. I would say to you, Mr. Stanley was a quiet and likable chap, and a long-time member of the association.
Sorry, just writing down names. Cynic, you here with us?
Yes. Sorry,
Okay.
my brain is half off.
I kind of figured you were really quiet, which is unusual for you. I was trying to see if I could inspect the train set, and, and how it could have possibly caused the fire.
Is there a...
Kind of...
Oh.
He makes a dour face, and he says, I ran the beautiful set once for a moment to satisfy the police, but it reminds me of Henry, and that allows me no pleasure. Actually, he says tentatively, the set is in rather poor taste. The model depicts an actual train which wrecked, with great loss of life. I don't think that Stanley knew this. He had a keen eye for the authentic, but not much interest in history, if you divine my sense. It's a gorgeous model, but I take no pleasure from it.
Not a problem. At least I want to do to you is to take it from you. If I could, I'd just like to sit there and inspect it. Should not take me more than, say, an hour or so.
Okay, I've put the set in the cellar. It's leaning against the wall down there. You're welcome to help yourself to it.
Okay. I'm gonna go down.
Maybe you'll
down-
find something, perhaps. As for me, I'll be pleased when the police call around for it.
I'd also like to inspect the area where the actual spontaneous combustion happened.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna be using my channel divinity on the train set. One second,
To
I'll
determine the presence of evil.
Nope. I want to create a duplicate of the train set.
Hold on 1 second. To create simple items, you conduct an hour-long ritual that crafts a non-magical item. It must include some sort of metal. Okay.
That way I can have a working copy.
Sounds
of
good.
that.
You create a duplicate of it.
And I'll start fiddling around with the duplicates, trying to see if anything's wrong with it, what could have happened, reverse engineering, etc.
So you place it on the tracks and push it along, and it glides along through its power to, make this circuit of railroad tracks, and goes around and around, and seems to be operating just fine.
How does it operate? I'm assuming it's not like an electrical train set of our day.
I'm just curious, how do they have toy trains? Do they actually have real trains?
Yes, yeah. The railroad has been a thing that Hadakura and Ura, it's come about in the last 20, 30 years. It's a relatively new invention. But yeah, they've unlocked the power of steam engines. It's not a lot to say that, they could have figured that out. As far as the toy train, it would appear to be magically, like magic would cause this type of train set to operate. So I guess your non-magical version would not operate in that case. But you can physically push it around the train set. The amount of magic it takes to cause a toy train to run, though, is very minimal, and a lot of spellcasters would be able to perform that feat.
Okay. That's fair enough. I'll see if I can work with this and I'll go and find Sinnel, see after he or figure out what he figured out.
Yeah, I was going to inspect the area where the actual spontaneous combustion happened.
Okay. Henry Stanley lived in a bedsit in the town that we're in. Police have long gone. Outside on the pavement is a large chalked sign. Reads, "See the Death Room, 6D." Another sign, handwritten in the front window, reads "Room to Let." Stanley's landlady, a Mrs. Constance Atkins, has made a tidy profit showing the room to the curious at 6 coppers a go.
I would give her 6
So if you'd
copper
like to
and
see the
tell her
death room,
that
it'll cost you 6 coppers.
I would give her 6 copper and tell her that the church would be ashamed of this action. Let the man rest in peace.
Well, Mrs. Atkins is a firm, vigorous woman, found in hair curlers and dressing gown no matter the time of day. She would take you back, and as she's
Cigarette
walking
hanging
back
from
with
her
you,
mouth.
yeah, exactly. Say, ever so strange it was. Quiet type. They're all a bit odd, you know. My husband was just like that. She says that Stanley came home at 4 o'clock in time for tea. He was excited because he'd purchased a new train set. Imagine, a man of his age. He went upstairs at 7 and she did not see him again. He could not have left the house without walking through the sitting room where she sat, reading the latest issue of The Stars of Meridia, a theater rag.
I have to ask
A
her,
bit later, she
did
heard
her
him cry
husband
out.
also spontaneously combust?
No. A bit later, she heard him cry out, and a sort of rumble happened. She knocked straight away, but he was gone, and the room was filled with smoke. The window was closed and bolted from the inside.
And I'm guessing that this is not exactly the room as it was found at that time. That you allow people
Well, the
to
police
come
have
in
come and
and
gone
look at
and
it.
done some. I have not changed anything. And mind you that you don't change anything or take anything. A woman has
You let
to get her
people
rent
walk
one way or
around in
another.
here
You
much?
understand? Well, you can tell that she's kind of with you the whole time, just kind of flapping about.
I'd like to see what I can and try and pick up any information I can out of the room. Looking for anything that
That's
shouldn't
a
be there out of
standard-
place.
It's a
Investigation.
standard cold water only bed sitting room of the kind inhabited by lonely people everywhere. There's a door in the east wall and a window in the west wall. The abiding interest of the occupant was trains. The room is full of books and pictures about railways, engines, projects, and its history. Interestingly, the tops of some items bear a thin layer of black soot. There are darkened sooty streaks across the ceiling in a pattern from northwest to southeast, although Mrs. Atkins has said quite definitely that Mr. Stanley did not smoke. There are bubbles under the wallpaper as though it's been steamed, and you can give me a perception check to see anything else.
Man, I wish somebody else was here so I could inspire them to do better.
Give me a investigation check.
Well, that's gonna do worse, probably. Oh, hey! One more level
You
for
did
that
look
jack
else
of all
out of the
trades, so I won't have more negatives.
She says she would tell you this, that the police, when they came round, they took the train set because it was the only magical device in the room and seemed to be the only thing in Mr. Stanley's room that might have done him any harm.
Is there
But,
anything
yeah.
else out of place there, though?
Well, I think it's clear what happened here. He was burnt to a crisp, though where his body is gone, she can't imagine. Nothing else appears,
The wandering missionary
necessarily out
priest
of
who raised
place.
me. The wandering missionary priest who raised me told me that spontaneous combustion is not a thing, there's always something that causes it.
I can't give you a point of experience for that. Yeah, well, I think your time's about up for sixpence. I hope you enjoyed the death room.
I guess.
Shall
Not
escort
really
you
all that
back outside?
entertaining to see where someone died.
For another silver, I'll let you stay for another half hour.
I would just walk away. And
Are
find
they
a...
actually gaining an income from this? Sounds so awful.
Who are you talking to?
See now, after we came back.
So wait, what was the question?
Are people actually gaining an income from this? It sounds so awful.
Well, there's the one woman who is making some money by showing off the room, but I imagine it's not enough to be considered motive. Don't know. Maybe Baylor found something in his investigation of that train.
Right. Let's go see him.
Okay, hold on.
You're very quiet, Shock.
And you're at 129%.
Yeah, sorry, my mic was on my head. Turned up. Hey guys. Hey y'all.
Hello.
So didn't you find anything?
No, not really. The room the room didn't really show anything. It was just a smoke ring on the ceiling, some steamed walls, and anything that could have been, viewed as anything probably isn't there anymore.
Did you try to detect magic?
I don't have any such ability. Plus, I don't think it would work. So, with that large period of time between then and now.
No, it's a level 1 cleric spell, so I thought you might have had it.
You check, but I do not believe I have that prepared. I do not. It's also a level 1 bard spell I do not have.
Yeah, I don't have it either. Had a different one. Let's see.
I can bless you.
Actually, Sage, while I was down there, could I have cast Identify as a Ritual on that train? Just to learn more about it?
On the... Sure.
The magical one, yeah.
What's the text of the Identify spell? Okay, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use or how many charges it has. You would know that this train contains more magic than it would take to simply power it around the track. In fact, it contains a magic of the, let's see, transmute. Is that a class? I guess that would be whatever.
It'd be a wizard, like a wizard circle thing. Not a circle, but
yeah,
wizard school.
whichever one has to do with like transmogrifying stuff.
Transmutation.
No, not alchemy. Transmutation. Yeah, it's filled with transmutation magic, and that you would activate it by simply turning it on.
Oh, turn it on?
Breathe fire on it.
So you put the model train on the tracks, hook it together, and
And the guy said that he turned this on for the police, too.
correct.
Could he have done that?
Maybe it's a mountain high.
Okay, yeah, I'll turn it on. Just make sure that it goes around the tracks. Same way it should.
After 4 laps around the tracks, something changes. You would hear a train's whistle blowing as if rushing through the room around you.
I stop it.
Yeah.
I swap. Are the tracks magical anywhere? They're just normal toy train tracks.
Well, let me stop you. So this train is coming, even if you stop the model. The shimmering track and the shunning of a large locomotive in a gathering cloud of steam announce the arrival of the train. It completely fills the cellar in which you are standing. The engine and coal car pass through objects in the room and disappear into the wall at the other side. Once the first passenger car comes into view, the train stops. It's full of people. They glide off the train as though onto a platform, and they begin to ask questions. One of them would turn to you and say, "What time should we reach Septentrion?"
Say about another 2-3 hours. At best.
What has been the delay?
Something fell on the tracks. Just had to,
How has
move
the
up.
day become so cloudy and dark?
Solar eclipse.
Are you the conductor?
His underling. Associate conductor.
Where is the conductor?
In the restroom.
Is another train following? My wife was to be on board.
Yeah, lots of herds of cows today. Lots of different delays. If you just get back to your seat, we'll be
Swirling
moving
around,
on.
drawn like water
Shortly.
to a drain, the passengers close around you. They speak as one. Come with us, come with us. And you were suddenly powerless to resist. Indeed,
Oh, shit, I'm
no
a
physical
fucking
action
cleric.
is taken on part of the passengers. After they surround you, you find yourself dressed as they are, in sort of formal wear, and aboard the
God
train
damn it.
in the first carriage, surrounded by the dreadful companions. Can I get everybody to make a wisdom saving throw?
We weren't with him.
Yeah, wasn't he alone?
No, I thought you'd come back.
Oh, okay, sure, I'll make it.
You were just talking to him.
You know, that's fine. He said, yeah, I thought this was all part of the retcon, but that's fine. Wisdom save, 21! I don't think I have time to inspire any of you, sorry.
Okay, 23.
So I didn't need one from Baylor, I needed one from the other two. So you succeed in your wisdom saves, which means you can continue watching the scene unfold. And you would hear, without running out of the room, and you would hear cries of help coming from the second carriage.
I would run to the second carriage.
I would also.
You would see Henry Stanley pressed up against the glass of the second passenger car, eyes wide, mouth screaming.
Is he bound or anything?
No?
Then can we go into the train to get him?
Okay, I'm going to cast
Sure.
resistance on him.
Are you going into the train? You got a touch to do that.
Oh
So I
yeah,
assume you
right.
are.
Forgot that. Okay, I'm going to go into the train.
Okay, so we have Baylor in the first carriage and the other two in the second, with Henry Stanley. So, in Baylor's carriage, the
I'd
bland,
also like to
blank
cast a
faces of the
spell on
passengers
myself.
darken and become inconsistent. As the train begins to pull out, their eyes roll up until only the whites are exposed, and like sharks, they close in around you. They reach out slowly, expectantly. Their skins are bluish and cold. Their hair matted and coarsened, and their lips, eyes, and nails unnaturally livid. They smell of old, wet wood. They sigh expectantly. Their garments scrape softly against one another, like gatherings of moths.
I'd like to cast a spell on myself.
Was that for Baylor?
Yeah, that's why I put that protection from good,
Yes.
evil, and good on me.
That's the spell I'm casting on myself.
Okay.
Casting protection from good and evil from myself on myself.
Tempted to turn undead, but I don't want to use it yet. Matter of fact, I'm gonna use my divine sense.
Actually, I'm going to ask. Wait, did we all see these people? like this, or was it just Baylor?
You're all in a different car. In your car is only Henry Stanley. Let
Okay,
me.
and
We'll get to you guys in a second. So there is a way to move between the cars. If you'd like to move into the first car to be with Baylor, you can do that now, and then I can get rule 0. Don't split the party, right?
Yep. Unless that part of the party is about to die anyway, and then you just, well, then you split.
I can run into
Yeah.
the front car to try and find him, and try and get his help and say like, "Hey, we found Stanley."
Okay.
And
You
I'm
see
going
that
to
the
ask-
passengers have cornered Baylor at the other end of the passageway that runs along the compartments. He fights valiantly against the languid clutch of the dead, but sooner or later must tire. The dead passengers do not tire.
So they are dead.
I would like to get can we not get to him?
You can run up to him.
I'm going to ask Henry if he's okay.
Baylor.
Hold on one sec.
So let's do this in 2 parts. Henry can come later. You're all running up to deal with the Baylor problem right now. He's being grasped at by essentially specters, ghosts.
Alright. So, I can tell that they're all undead and etc., right? Using the divine sense. Okay.
That is correct.
Alright, so, since we're doing all the theater of the mind stuff, what does me getting away from them actually do for me? Are they trying to harm me? Are they attacking
I don't
me? Or
know.
just trying to grab me?
They are trying
I
to
think
grab
they're trying
you
to
and
spirit
hold
you away. Like they're trying to spirit you away. Pretty sure this is a passenger train full of lost souls.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Alright, well, I just used one of my channel divinities. I think I got one left.
I'm currently
guess-
protected from evil and good. I would recommend you do it for yourself.
I did it earlier, before I got on the plane. They just rushed me in. Yeah, I'll use my second turn on
Alright, roll an athletics check. Oh, it's my turn. Roll an athletics check first.
Come on, Oak Gauntlets, man. Do well.
Hold on, I need to take off that 1d4, since this is a combat setting.
One of them grabs you and leans in for a kiss. Your turn.
Okay, yeah, turn undead.
Okay.
My saving throw is... I don't know, where's it at?
Well, it's bigger than a... So I've got 3 under 10 and 2 that are 19 and 20. So 2 of them will save and keep attempting to grab you, but you do turn the one that had that had you held down. The curtain door between the first and second carriages bangs open, and a man cries, "Through here, quickly!"
I'll dash over that way.
Follow.
Another great sigh passes through the attacking dead. Can I get athletics checks from the other 2 as well now? Or actually all 3 of you.
Oh. the protection from evil and good not help at all?
Does it prevent things from holding you?
It would give them disadvantage.
Okay.
So is it athletics or acrobatics or just athletics?
Wait, is it
You can do
either or?
acrobatics.
Oh, then fuck it. Yeah, acrobatics.
Well, you rolled a 3. Sinal and Zuriel are grappled.
By whom?
By these creatures, these floating wisps.
Let's see. Spells. What do I got? Oh, I forgot. Okay.
Actually, Zuriel, you were not grappled. I forgot. He turned 3 of them, so there were only 2 left to grab. Baylor broke through his, and Sinal, you were grabbed by the remaining one.
I'll just make the one that's grabbing me let go.
How?
Casting a spell on it.
Okay. That'll do it. You reach the opening. Strange symbols are sketched on the door, principal among which is an inverted ankh. When you run in, and a man bangs the door shut while the dead passengers moan outside, unable to pass the sigils. Whew. Welcome to the 9:15 a.m. to Septentrion, pants the man. Although we are running late. My name is Randolph Alexis.
My name is Zuriel Kandor. But
Introductions can
What's
wait. What the hell
happening
is going?
here?
Yeah, that.
With a big smile, I put my hand out and go, Sinal.
And I'm confused as hell. What's going on?
Come with me. The second carriage is deserted, dusty, silent. He leads you along the passageway. The compartments are empty save the last 3, the last of which is considered in the... compartments are empty except the last 3. In the first of 3 compartments are shredded clothes and some scattered and gnawed bones. Alexis shrugs. Man has to eat, he says. Give me a perception check.
Can I also make an insight check?
Sure. So now you would see an engraved watch among the bones bearing the letters A.A. Randolph.
I believe we're supposed to be looking for that guy, right?
No, we were looking for the Henry Stanley. He just
Well,
called himself
Alexis Randolph, A.A. Randolph, you suspect that the person he ate might have been a relative. In the second compartment
Grab the
is
watch. If it,
Henry Stanley, who is sickeningly grateful to see other living humans. This is where Alexis leads you to. Outside is a universe gray, like fog, mist, through the vapors of which cut innumerable blue-black world lines, circling and twisting one dim swath around the next. A great wad of passage extends as far as the eye can see, in patches that means many or hundreds of miles. As you watch, the train palpably moves along the world lines beyond, whose segmented links curl in a dark, gigantic serpentine. Like a ticking clock, it lurches forward at regular intervals, and each movement becomes another segment. When we first came, Alexis remarks in abrasive nasal tones, this place was empty. I see now one day when it will be filled and there will be no room for more. When will that be? Time is different here. It seems to me no more than a month since I made my great error. And yet, my register, he points to the ceiling where thousands of tiny ticks have been made with uncompromising regularity, shows that so many episodes of long sleep that I calculate confidently this to be 14 years later.
Well, if that be all, just go ahead and stop the train, and we'll be getting off now. Where's the emergency brake?
Yeah, I agree with him. How do we get off?
I have been working on a way to return the train to the regular realm, but I lack the library I had at my home, and I cannot get the pattern right. But here's my escape project. It's in the last compartment of the carriage, and there you would see a huge design and a twisted figure eight pattern spreading flat on the compartment floor, fashioned of human intestines and other offal. The pattern seems identical to that of the train set. Alexis fusses over it, says there's something wrong with it as it will not work. He knows that it can work because Albert must have succeeded somehow.
But I thought you were Albert.
I'm Alexis.
Who's Albert?
Who is Albert? This is the first time I've said Albert. Oh, I guess he's just being crazy. Because Albert must have succeeded somehow.
Probably be better if he had his intestines back inside.
Fuck. Albert Alexis. My son.
Oh. Was that his watch?
Yes.
Which I wanted to say back then, I picked up the watch.
That's fine.
Alright. So, what's this thing?
Then I look at Baylor and go, can you maybe reproduce that, thing again? The train set?
So, what's this thing look like? Because I'm having trouble visioning it in my head. A train set made out of...
It is a string of... It is. It's the railroad of the train set made out of intestines.
Okay, Zuya's going to look away from that.
Okay, so it's basically just a circle of intestines.
This is the first time I've ever seen intestines outside of a body.
Baylor, give me a history check. Or you could give me your craft check. Either one would work. That's fine. You would recall that the train set that you built was not flat. It had hills and valleys in it.
Okay. Oh, let's make some hills and valleys out of intestines.
I'll leave that up to you.
You know, it's not so bad if you think it's just like haggis.
I've had plenty of time playing with intestines in the past, but as I said, they've always been inside of people.
Oh, Alexis is overjoyed at your suggestion, and excitedly he gathers bones and bloated organs to chalk under the meaty circuit.
There's something seriously wrong with that guy.
I have a feeling that we're gonna have to end up killing it.
Now we need a train.
I'm also gonna go talk to Henry
Oh,
Allen
here you go.
while he's working on it.
I pull out the one that I made.
No, this won't do. Hold on a second.
He wants to make it out of what he made the
Shovels
train
through the
set
piles
out of.
of offal. He He's got a pile of bones and guts laying on the side of the room here, and he
Oh,
pulls
I
from it
know.
a human heart with gray and green arteries dangling. Now,
I'm gonna go talk to Henry Allen before
How did
my
we
character
activate it?
throws up.
okay.
Yeah. I should probably do a similar thing.
Sorry, excuse me.
Give me an insight check, Baylor. And the rest of you are talking to Henry. Let me start with the insight check. So you might get the sense that this man is insane and extremely dangerous. Had he not come on the scene, it's likely that Stanley would have been slaughtered and devoured shortly after. But how are we going to activate this train? I guess, how did you activate the train set in the first place?
I turned it on and it went around a couple times. I think it was 5.
Show
4?
me. And he holds out the heart to you.
No, I can't. It's just a little switch that was on the side of the train. Poke it with your finger and it just...
But I must know the path it took.
Clockwise, starting from... I point to a random spot on the track. There.
He gleefully bends over and places the heart on the track. Here?
It went
Yeah.
precisely 88 miles per hour after a 21 gigawatt spark of electricity.
Gigawatt.
Get out. Jigga who? Jigga what? Alright, sorry.
He begins to push the heart around the track. It's blood leaving, dripping a trail behind it as it goes. It slides smoothly along the intestinal soft tissue, and it makes a full revolution around the track. How many times do I have to do this, he says, as he keeps running it
Less than
around the
about
track.
4 or 5 times.
Okay. The second revolution completes. The third. And the fourth. It's at this time that you would hear scampering on the roof of your train. You look outside and you see the dead passengers mounting a fresh assault, drawn by all the fresh souls. Some climb out of the first carriage and stumble across the roof. One slips off into the gray void, starting his own world line of flapping arms and kicking legs. A half dozen smash through the side windows from above and clamber into the second carriage.
Alright then. So I guess we fighting.
We fighting?
Guess we are. So let
I
me get
feel
everybody's
like
initiative
a
rolls.
map, to be honest. However crude.
You got word of Radiant Cynic?
No.
It was an AoE cleric spell from Xanathar's.
I know the one you're talking about, but no. I have Thunderwave, but I don't want to use that if I don't have to. I
So
was
now-
gonna go more little old school ghost bashing.
So now you're standing at the front of this of the party. There's maybe 10 feet between you and Zuriel, and maybe 10 feet between Zuriel and Baylor, who's still working on the train set.
I'm going to
Six
get myself as
Ghosts
close to the
stand
party as
between you.
possible.
Okay.
And get myself close to the other two, and
you
then
can
bless
group up.
them myself.
Okay. Baylor, you're all the way at the back.
Damn straight. Well, let's see. Attacking them from back here. I can do that. No, I can keep my shield. Is my protection from evil and good still on? Lasts for an hour.
You would notice also, yeah, it's still on. You would notice also that as the dead descend into the car, Alexis has stopped pushing the train. He's now standing terrified against the back wall.
Part of me wanted to kill him while he was moving it around.
I'm just gonna yell out, "What did you do, Alexis? What did you do?"
All right. So,
What a way to die.
Sort of bonus action.
so let's see. How powerful do these spirits look?
I mean, I don't know how to answer that.
Let me see.
Go into my bag. There's some holy
I'll answer
water.
it by. It seemed like one of them was trying to kiss you, and you don't think that would be a good idea for to happen.
Okay. All right. I was seeing if my design sense would have had like how strong the odor of evil was, but that wasn't the case. Oh, cool. We have bless. Okay.
Yeah, all three of us are blessed.
All right, end that on. I'll just go ahead and do. How far away are they?
About 30 feet.
Okay, I can't reach him in this turn anyway. I'll just take dodge action.
Somebody's going to have to complete the circuit, Alexis would shout. That's how
Do
you
it,
bring
well-
the train to back to... I can't, I'm scared.
I can protect you with a divine aura.
So, Baylor, are you moving to the front and dodging?
Yeah, I'll move to the front and dodge.
All right, Zuriel, it's your turn.
So how far are the dead people from the front?
They're 5 feet from Baylor now, or 10 feet from Baylor.
From me?
From you, 15 feet.
Okay. I am going to throw a holy water at one of them.
Oh, that's a good idea. Forgot I
A
had a
flask
water.
of holy water.
I also have a bunch more.
Shit. I was worried I didn't have range attacks.
You also should. Don't you have the good old fashioned?
No, I have Sacred Flame, but it's...
I have a light post. Anyways, here goes.
I have a shield and a mace, so I can't perform somatic without
Add a
Warcaster.
d4 on that. Attack roll. $21.
Mm-hmm. You hit it. It shatters.
And I'm going to move behind Sinal and Baylor. Actually, Sinal.
Okay.
Move 5 feet behind.
Make an athletics check, Baylor. One rushes up and tries to grab you.
That one's a 12, not a 13.
It succeeds.
You also have your
Succeeds.
D4. Don't forget.
You are grappled.
You also have your D4 from Bless.
Oh, okay. Then it was 13.
So it's
Does
so
bliss
13.
affect it?
Yeah. And whenever
See,
you
now-
basically Bless is anytime
Okay.
you roll a D20, you get to add a D4.
I already have it on my sheet.
Attack roll or saving throw. So maybe not actually, because that is a skill check. It's weird.
Sinal, it's your turn.
I'm going to also throw some holy water at a ghost.
Complete the circuit.
Okay. I'll go complete the circuit. Yes.
Okay, make a dexterity check.
Okay. I don't have proficiency, so I'm just gonna do a save.
You destroy the meat circuit.
Don't
It
forget
must
to
be
add your
reconstructed.
1d4. God damn it.
He stumbles over it and trips. Looks like it scatters it all across the room.
Baylor curses under
Holy
his breath.
fuck.
Why he's not a...
And then I'm going to give an inspiration die to Zuriel.
Oh, I forgot. What exactly?
If two of you
did it
work
do?
on this, it can go twice as fast. Gives you an extra d6 on any d20 roll. At your choice. Baylor.
So yes, not really the best one for that job. But I guess.
Okay. Looks like they all suffer from your divine radiance.
Yay.
Zuriel.
Break out, buddy.
What?
You're being grappled.
I thought that
Zuriel's
was me.
not grappled.
Oh, okay.
Baylor is.
Yeah, never mind.
Okay. So all of the dead are still alive, if I mean standing or whatever.
They are undead indeed.
Yes.
Okay. I am going to throw holy water at the same one that I threw at before.
I'd say, I'd ask if they were bloodied, but you could say that even if they were at full health, so never mind.
The D4.
Take some radiant damage.
Need to help me
Dead will
complete the
attempt to kiss
circuit.
Baylor. I'm gonna roll this
Sorry, I
in the
gave
open.
him the inspiration thinking he was the one
It's a miss.
grappled.
Tries to kiss you but fails. Sinal.
Go back to trying to get the pieces back together to complete the circuit.
Okay. Make a dexterity check. Save. You put one piece back on. Baylor.
Here, I'm also gonna roll the D4 in case it'll help.
I'm gonna break free from
I'm
the
also
grasp.
bonus action, yeah, Baylor gives inspiration.
What is it, a D4?
D6.
D6.
Oh, that's the one I forgot to add on here. Okay.
You break free.
Get off me!
You don't have to roll the d6. You have the inspiration till you need it.
Oh, okay. Thought I had to declare it before my roll.
No, you do it after you get
No,
your roll,
actually,
but
this
before
is
the DM
after.
tells you the result.
Oh, okay.
So you get to see your result before the DM says if it's a success or a failure.
Okay,
Zuriel.
so Zuriel's going to throw his light crossbow. And shoot at the same one with a silvered bolt.
No, help me complete the circuit.
You expect me to do that?
Yes. I don't think we're gonna be able to kill all the ghosts. I don't think you can kill a ghost.
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
cleric.
I'm also a cleric.
As am I.
But you were a ranger. I'm confused now.
Out of character, this is my second character, Zuriel, not Sivan.
Oh, okay. That's why I was confused.
Okay, Zuriel's going to try and help with the circuit.
So you dig your hands into the intestines and begin helping to lay them out in the pattern that they were in. Give me a dexterity save.
Say.
This room's awfully slippery. Yeah, you're able to add another layer to the circuit. The dead will attempt to grapple Baylor again. Athletics check. Never mind, I rolled a 2. Sinal.
Circuit.
Dexterity save. You succeed. That's 3. Baylor. Two of them save. The other 3 are blinded by your radiance. Zuriel.
Keep going. Maybe unwillingly.
Dexterity. You put another piece in the puzzle. The dead will try to grapple. Athletics check.
Why did this have to happen?
You succeed. Sinal. Another piece.
Put it back together.
We're up to 6 now. Baylor.
It's weird.
3 of them are blasted by your radiance. Zuriel. Dexterity check.
Must keep going.
You succeed. The dead will attempt to grapple. Athletics check. You succeed. Sinal. Dexterity check as you continue to complete the circuit. That's 8. Baylor.
It's a lot faster than our normal combats.
Two save. 4 blinded by your radiance. Zuriel. The dead will attempt to grapple. You tie.
Huh?
Too late. You tied with me. Situation remains unchanged.
Okay.
Sinal.
Thought you said you die. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also heard the same thing.
I'm like,
You hear what you want to hear.
banshees? Did a banshee get in the door?
Hey, I've been playing Doki Doki Literature Club. That game is fucking freaky. So I'm like on edge.
Baylor.
Oh, sorry. Same thing. Yay, 1 damage.
Three of them save. Zuriel.
Mother Isabel, you always believed in me. I mustn't let you down. Must keep going.
You put another piece of intestine down on the track. The dead will grapple again. Sinal.
Can't believe after all my life helping people and saving people, I'm sitting here putting intestines together like this.
You grab a hunk of bone and elevate one of the section of tracks. Baylor. Hits everybody. Zuriel.
What have I done to deserve this?
Deserve what? You're not the one taking any attacks.
The dead will grapple.
I guess you're getting psychological damage.
Sinal.
Dex check. Do either of you have one of you used the Bardic Inspiration?
Do I still have it?
Did you use it?
You both still have it.
Okay, then nothing else.
Baylor.
I can barely go back and forth between my spellbook and skills page quick enough.
It's all of them.
Okay, if I
Zuriel.
get a low
Just
roll,
use the up
okay.
key. It's 15. Getting close. You grab another hunk of meat and stick it under the intestine to raise it up. Grapple attempt. Nothing. Sinal.
Okay, let's see if we can keep this up when while tears are running down his face.
Grab another hunk of meat. Stick it under the intestine. The circuit is almost complete. Zuriel.
Okay, I'm going to use my
Yeah,
bad
56.
inspiration.
Okay. You narrowly drop the intestine, almost slips out of your hands, but you're able to grab it at the last minute, place it in line. The dead will attempt to grapple.
I love D6. 18.
You succeed. Sinal.
Oh. And I'll inspire Zuriel again. You can do it. We're almost done, I think.
It's 18. Baylor. Keep blasting with radiance. Zuriel.
Yes, I can do it, he says while tears are coming out of his eyes.
Believe me, it's an even weirder face because I have a permanent grin on mine while I have tears running down it.
You drop it. Oh, and you still drop it. It slips out of your hands. The dead will grapple. Snarl. You drop it. It's a slippery piece. Baylor. Zuriel.
This ghost got a lot of HP.
Oh wait, I could add. I keep forgetting. We could be adding D4s to this, I think, because this is a skill check.
No, it's saves.
Bless.
Oh, that's right.
Dead will grapple.
Although if you have guidance, you can use that.
I don't think you can use them both in the same
Small.
turn.
You hold in your hand the last piece. You put it in. Baylor. Zuriel, grab the heart.
What now?
You have to grab the heart and run it around the train.
Okay, do I roll Dex again?
Dex.
Okay.
One more circuit completed. Dead.
Oh, grappled.
Baylor is grappled. Sinal.
Let's complete. Wait, can I complete this circuit?
Complete the
Zerial's
circuit.
currently. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
you can
finish
assist
this.
him.
Nope.
You guys can work out together. Don't help
Just-
him. Baylor.
Break my grapple. Damn it.
You
Sweet.
break the grapple. Zuriel. Dexterity.
God damn it.
You slip and fall. Pieces scatter everywhere. But not as bad as before.
God
I
damn
can't
it.
do this.
Grapple attempt. Sinal.
Oh god damn it!
Yeah, if it's lower than 6, I'm not even gonna try. 'Cause that's my proficiency.
Baylor.
Is this
I'm also gonna
damage
just be
actually
yelling
doing
at
anything to him?
Alexis, get over here and help us finish this! We can't handle this anymore, you're just standing there!
He's
Please.
terrified.
Is this actually doing anything to him? The radiance?
It's hard to tell. They don't I mean, none of them have dropped yet. They still seem to just be coming at you.
Okay.
2. The dead will grapple. Sinal. Baylor. Zuriel. No change. The dead. Sinal. Baylor.
At least that fire breath.
Zuriel. No change. Dead.
I can't do this anymore.
We're almost done, we're almost done!
Sinal.
Hope we're almost
Grab the
done!
intestines. You grab a hunk of meat and stick it under the completed circuit. Baylor.
Oh, let's see. I want to do something different. No, I'm not going to do that.
Zuriel.
Is this really
Grab the heart.
how I was supposed to prove myself worthy?
Grab the heart, run it around. You complete the circuit. The train begins to shake. You hear the sudden thrum and click of car wheels rolling and clattering over solid iron rails and wooden sleepers. Out of the windows, you see the dark countryside on a late winter's morning. The dead passengers cringe and gibber and cease their assault. Some sit or fall suddenly as the motion drains out of them. Alexis leans against the window, suddenly old and tired, his face suddenly aged, his body shrunk, his back bowed. Give me perception checks for everybody. Zuriel, you hear desperate whistle blasts from ahead. The train is steaming outbound from Septentrion in its old track. But a coal train is struggling ahead on the same track. And an alert brakeman has sounded the alarm. Collision is imminent. There's an emergency cord near to you, Baylor.
Oh, that's the one I was looking for, 20 minutes ago. I'll pull it.
There's no effect. The dead engineer and firemen long since abandoned their post, and no one is left to actually slam on the brakes.
Ah, shit. Alright, fine. I'm gonna dash over. Is there a way to get to the engine car?
Yeah.
I can make you get there faster.
Give me
Yeah.
a D100.
Fly with great speed, sir. Stop this train.
You failed to get there. Collision is imminent.
Well, right now I'm flying outside the train. I'm safe.
I
You're
wouldn't
safe.
fly outside the train
Uh,
The
unless
rest
you
of
want to get lost in
Jump.
probably what is the astral sea.
No, we're back on Earth now.
Oh,
But
And I'm
there's
jumping
a
out of the
there's a
fucking
collision
train.
imminent.
I'm
You're
jumping off
jumping
the
out.
train.
Okay, wait.
Zuriel, what are you doing?
Henry,
Fuck it.
Was his name
Once I see
Henry?
Baylor's off, I'll go. Fuck it. Wee! Levitate on myself.
was Henry here still?
You look over to Henry. He's lying dead, desiccated.
Oh. Okay, so how can I get out of here?
Jump.
wait, how'd he die?
Oh, I can just jump out from the
It
door.
was a ghost the whole time.
Oh,
What about Alexis?
3, 2,
Okay,
One.
I jump out.
you jump off. The massive locomotive and the coal car slam together with fatal metal twisting impact. The locomotive boiler ruptures. Randolph oh, sorry. I lied to you. Stanley jumps off and is saved. As is Randolph Alexis. You looked at a different corpse. All others aboard die. Steam rises from the wreckage and flame licks the splintered coaches. The dead passengers are at peace at last. You are about 60 miles northwest of Septentrion. Sorry, Meridia. I got my name switched around.
so where was this candidate's place?
Where was
What was
what?
the name of this?
Oh, it's about 80 miles from you now.
God damn it. 1 minute we're playing with the train, another minute we're dropped in bumfuck nowhere.
You know what? At least you don't have to touch any more goddamn intestines.
Hey, I touched
Some
I
people from
you
some
touched
people from the
intestines,
nearby towns and villages are already starting together.
I got
Collision
felt up by the
scene is
goddamn
raising
ghost.
questions.
Are there any bodies of water?
I'm still just
No,
floating
I-
in the air, unable to process all of the shit that's just gone on.
There's an inn not far away.
Pull me to the inn. Just treat me like a balloon. I'm currently levitating.
You're walking on air. Oh wait, no, you're walking on sunshine. Whoa. It doesn't feel
Walking on
good.
death train. Woo.
I think I'm not
Walking
quite
on
twisted
death
enough yet to
train.
be that permanently happy.
Just tie a string to you and just.
Yeah, just pull me like a balloon.
Wait, I'm going to. Okay, Zuriel throws up. Acidic bile comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, disgusting. So you guys head into the inn to rest up with Stanley and Randolph?
Damn it, no. You know what?
Yes.
This is the song my character is gonna sing from now on. Sunny side of life. Always look on the bright side.
Gotcha.
Baylor's gonna sit in his room in quiet contemplation, reminding himself of when his boat was attacked by pirates and sunk at the bottom of the ocean a long time ago. And he was rescued. And just going through a slight depression over what just happened. He got felt up by fucking ghosts, goddammit.
Oh, by now I'm already over it, and I'm just singing "Look on the Bright Side of Life."
This isn't Life of Brian.
I
This
guess.
was-
Hey man, it is
This
the perfect thing to explain my twisting. It would be the song that he would sing.
This was Life of Henry.
So, a couple of things. You guys make it to the inn, and you rest up for a few days while the tracks are cleared. You'll be able to take a train all the way back.
Oh,
Pretty
because all of us are
conveniently
just gonna be
normal
so
stay.
happy about getting on a train again.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be taking a
It's the-
coach.
Okay, you can do that too. Um, Henry Stanley checks into a sanatorium for a few weeks, answers questions from the police, throws away his train books and memorabilia, takes up stamp collecting. Randolph Alexis continues to live, though thoroughly insane,
Yeah.
lording
Can we
it
go
over
tell
his
the police that
amazed
that
and
guy's a mass
decrepit wife for
murderer
a
and
moment.
killed his own son? And I have the evidence, and I give him the watch.
Sure.
How's that evidence? It's just a watch. Could have been in his pocket that you found it in.
Shh. It was on the body. We are
The
holy
police
men. We
promised to
come
look
with
into
this.
it.
We come with 3 holy men come with a watch saying that it was found on a body. Fucking go with it.
They arrest him. They'll look into it. Though there may come a time when you hear from him again.
Ugh.
So, yeah. Onwards. So that was just a sidebar campaign. There is so much more. You all make it back to the carnival after several days of travel, and it is still in the town of Cadius.
Mm.
Let me
Could you
let me
type
catch
it?
up now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have really failed writing that down.
Just think of the boss monster at the end of Monster Hunter 3.
Which one's next? Okay. Let's take 5 while I get you set up for this next.
Oh, there's more?
Hmm?
Oh, wow, that was quick. It's only been an hour and a half. Okay. I'm trying for that RP XP.
Wait, have we gotten our PXP? Have any of us? Oh, Sage's gone.
Yeah, those ghosts weren't taking any damage. You could tell Sage wasn't even rolling after a while. I know I had to have done at least 40 to 50 damage to each one of them by the end of that.
All
Sage.
right. What's
Have
up?
any of us gotten our PXP?
Yes. Yeah, everybody got it. It was well played. So, the investigators, you are back in Cadius. Cadius? Let's go with Cadius. And you arrive back at the carnival.
still feels a little sick to his stomach.
I guess everyone is.
So, well, I guess the police already know everything here, so we don't have to go inform them. But that does lead to other questions, such as why would the one guy sell the train to this guy to kill him? What makes this guy so important?
One of the circus troopers, let's say the Gargantuan, might have some insight into that. He was left with Professor Picali's diary. He found it in the ashes.
The ashes that I wanted to explore. God damn it.
Mm-hmm. It's badly burned, but you found it now.
I'll flip through it.
So there are a couple of things here. It recounts his first year as a professor at the Meridian University. It includes descriptions of lectures, anecdotes heard at the local, taverns and bars, notes from his studies in anthropological history and literature, notes on the occult. The bulk of the diary, these are his early years, concerns a strange affair involving his friend Professor Demir, and a journey taken by some of his friends to solve the matter. His handwriting becomes difficult to read in this part of the diary, as though the events disturbed him. Telegrams and letters from a Professor Demir are tucked into the binding.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take a look.
From the letters of Professor K.H. Demir of Meridia. My dear Picali, from the outset, the dread surrounding the blood-red fez was palpable. The cruel murder of the fez collector, and rather he who owned the master text, the Whispering Fez, the terrible fate of my doomed student Pook, all suggested an artifact of considerable power and a cult of ruthless purpose bent to its exploitation. Yet even knowing this, you should not upbraid yourself for the terrors Yet even knowing this, you should not upbraid yourself for the terrors our quest to destroy the blood-red fez brought upon us all. Handwriting's very sloppy. Of course, I should never have willingly let your friend's journey into such terrible danger, but all I had uppermost in my mind was that the awful device, the blood-red fez, had to be brought quickly to me so that it could be destroyed. Had I known the fez could duplicate itself, or that the very cult which venerated it would be on the train alongside your stalwart allies, I should of course considered otherwise. The powers of the fez, the killer shadows, the life and soul draining the creation from its victims... The powers of... God, this is hard to read. The powers of the fez, the killer shadows, the life and soul draining the creation from its victim of hideous unliving mockeries, were nothing to the terror and awfulness of its dread supernatural creator. The sacrifices we all made were dreadful, and my heart is broken, but for the chance to destroy the dread artifact, and in doing so thwart the coming forth into our world of that dread entity, even I here dare not name. We had no choice. Yeah.
Well, this letter's fucked up.
I can't.
I'll let the other two look through and read from it.
That's why we were here. We got back to Cadius, and then I went to grab a drink real quick.
Uh,
You
basically
found a
looked-
diary with some information.
Yep. Had some shit. Had some dark shit. Talked about a blood fez.
Okay. Now are we gonna go find this blood fez? Now, just out of curiosity, are you talking fez like hat?
Yes.
Okay. I want it just for the sense of I want to own a fez now.
So, they were I don't know. I couldn't tell from the way that he was making it sound. He sounded like he was speaking about it in the metaphorical sense. Like it exists, but not exactly where it exists. Is it here in this city?
You don't know.
And is Henry back at his house now?
Henry's checked into a sanatorium.
Wait, whose journal is this?
Professors.
Pacali's.
Oh, okay. So is this fez somehow possibly like a piece of the statue or something?
I'm calling him Professor Broccoli from now on. It's the only way I'm gonna remember his name.
If you guys don't want to go and search for the fez, it's a pretty disturbing quest. We can put this in the log and let somebody else do it.
No,
You guys
I
have
don't
had your
mind doing
fill.
it. I just wasn't sure if that's what we were supposed to be doing. I thought you were like giving us more information for later on.
Well, I could be, as I'm leaving it open. You could do this, or you could do carnival stuff.
Well, to be honest, Zoiel would. I don't know if Zoiel would be able to deal with such things again the same day.
By the time I got back to the carnival, I'm unfazed by the experience we just had on the train.
And still smiling.
Yep.
There's something seriously going on wrong with you. Oh, excuse me. It's damn heartburn.
And then he goes into a pocket with a really big smile, pulls out a plant and goes, chew on this, it'll help. Home remedy for heartburn.
Yeah, I got some too. I pull out a black flask and start drinking it.
Well, alcohol might not help, but this is more of a peppermint leaf.
Yeah, this is peppermint schnapps.
Oh, okay.
A dwarf drinking snaps.
Honestly, wouldn't surprise me.
I was just thinking of little Nicky. All right, so
So let me
hate
do
to say
this.
about
The as you get back to the caravan to the carnival, the first thing you would hear is Isolde saying, "Stakes up, it's time to go." And the mists swarm around, and you get into a wagon and head off. Where you arrive is the town of Waterside.
yay! Now we got a direction. All right, let's go wander into the town. Sure, nothing bad will happen to us now.
Okay. That sounds like an enjoyable time.
Wait a second.
I feel like I've been here before.
We need to go to the National Museum.
That's right. Why does it feel like
Please.
I've been here before?
Please, no more trains full of intestines.
Okay. What about boats full of lungs?
You're just trying to come up with bullshit now.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about Waterside. Waterside is a huge town, like bigger than Meridia, bigger than Septentrion. It is massive. It's a major trade port in the EI Wildlands. And the carnival sets up and is immediately flocked by all kinds of Georges just waiting to see the freak show. You think it's probably best if you beat it out of the carnival before the crowd really gets going.
Okay.
There's lots of stuff you can do to here because it's such a big town. And if it's the middle of winter, so you would notice an ice skating rink if you'd like to ice skate.
Yeah, I don't think
Yes.
big fat dwarves in heavy armor should go on ice.
I would
Especially-
take a couple minutes to take my armor off and very gladly go ice skating.
Same.
What? Are we supposed to be going to the museum?
Please, I need some time off. Okay, it was just too much.
Well, it's been.
But without even thinking, I'm already out in the middle of the ice doing twirls and whirls and jumps and whatnot.
Ah, fine. Go off without you.
I'm gonna go on and do like a full-on figure skating performance.
What could go wrong if we split the party?
Hey, if you just give me 10 minutes, you know, to enjoy myself and let me get my routine out, then I'll come follow you.
Hey, all right.
Come on out here, it's fun.
Yeah, no. Okay, apparently Sentinel's better than Zerl. And I just want to have some fun.
After I finished my routine, I'm ready to go. Get my armor back on and I go, okay. That was fun though. If you were to take an aerial view, you would just see a giant smile with a mustache on the. That's where the skates left is the. I left a cut.
All right, cool. All right, so now we head to the museum.
Yeah.
Let me find my chapter. Hold on. You said we were in Waterside. Shit, this book is so. Now I'm onto the 6-book series of information. All of them are like 300 pages long.
Oh dear.
I gotta find my chapter for this, and it's so hard. Plus, all the cities have different names. We're looking for the one with the National Museum in it. What did I say
was
the
the one
guy's
with
name was that you were looking for here?
Torvik. He's the curator.
Okay, maybe I can just control F that and find the right chapter.
We are looking for the National Museum, not the regular museum.
Got it. Right, so you were given, Pakali gave you the contact in Waterside, Dr. Milovan Todorovic, curator of sculpture at the National Museum.
That is correct.
So you heading there now?
Yep.
Okay. You walk in and let's see. Let's skip a few. You get past the front desk and you meet Milovan Todorovic. And hold on, this doesn't seem like the right chapter either. Yeah, okay.
Come on, Cynic. I know you want to do the Looney Tunes reference.
Gotcha. So you tell Todorovic you're looking for...
I don't know which
what?
one it is. I'm trying to find something on the friggin' magic item table. To see how much it would cost me, because I just had a great idea. Can't find it.
Alright, fine. I'll do it.
Do you know offhand what table the apparatus of Qualish is on?
Yeah, it's on the last one.
Oh, it's on I, damn it.
Yep. I noticed it the other day. What's up, Doc? Okay, that wasn't in character. But either way, funny. Hello, Doctor. What kind of accent was that? Anyway, we are investigating
Hello.
a statue piece of ancient evil artifact that was split up into many pieces. We were
The professor sent us to you.
Yes, Professor Coley,
Pricklecorn.
broccoli.
Yes, well, the preeminent expert in this area on evil artifacts would be Father Filipovich. He's a priest in a village about 50 miles south of here.
A priest.
Is there anything that you might know offhand?
Yes, I would know that you should seek the priest.
Okay. You know if,
I'm trying to save some time here.
Okay, fair enough. Alright, so I guess...
Thank you, sir.
I'm assuming that the carnival isn't going to leave for a few days? 'Cause I know, like,
It
50
can leave
miles.
whenever it needs to.
Alright, let's go to the village. In other words, my question was is if we had time to go to a place 50 miles south before we would pick up and run.
You have no way of knowing, but you do know that this is an important quest.
Alrighty then. Well, let's stop by. The church might help us supply some horses and a wagon to get us going.
Sure. Absolutely, they'd be happy to provide. So you head south towards the village.
Yep.
You get there and you find the priest, Father Filipovich. He's got a small church in the outskirts.
Hey, Father. How you been doing today?
Any aspect in particular?
Civil aspect.
Okay.
Compared to uncivil. We were planning to make your acquaintance due to a mutual benefactor of ours, Dr. Torovik. Now I'm speaking in Russian. I do these. I don't fucking know, dude. What if y'all take over from here? I gotta laugh.
Where would we find him?
We're already up talking to him.
I thought they said that we would have to go talk to someone else.
Yeah, we went there. We're talking to him.
Oh. Okay. Hey, mister, we're looking for pieces of an evil statue.
A statue of what kind?
Evil? Broken into a
Yeah.
couple pieces like 30 years ago, and Professor...
I know the statue of which you speak. Yes, there is a elderly and reclusive antiquities collector who lives alone in the woods. I believe he is also searching for a piece of this statue. Perhaps you should go talk to him.
God damn it.
Okay.
I insight check him to see if he's lying. God damn it. Oh, I also get a D4. Okay, 12.
You can't tell.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you, kind
It's
sir.
deep in the woods.
What'd be his name?
Off to Granny's house we go.
Well, I mean,
What's his name?
which woods, where, name?
All right, let's
Food,
slow this
etc.
down a little bit. I'm trying to skip half this chapter so that I can like move you through, but I'll go in and give you all this. So the town you're in is home to 800 people. You were talking to Father Filipovic, the village priest. He's 59, a pleasant, well-educated priest. His wife, Anna, is polite, reserved, blah, blah, blah. He will be happy to arrange for you to meet, it says the old woman in the woods, whom he and his wife call grandmother. He was introduced to her by Anna, my wife, shortly after they moved to Orasak many years ago. An old friend of Anna's family in Arandelovac. She has lived in the woods for 40 years or more, collecting artifacts from of the type and quality of which you're describing. I think she's probably well into her 80s now, but very independent and sharp of mind. I hope your bargaining skills are well practiced, he laughs. She makes a nice living out of Dr. Todorovic and the National Museum. He suggests that you should visit tomorrow morning. It's too late in the day now, and he would provide you with directions explaining that the cottage is to the northwest, deep into the wood, a good walk from the village.
Okay. Would you have any spare bedrooms for us to stay the night over at the assuming this is an abbey? For a small village.
Not here, but I go talk to the mayor. The mayor's a very genial guy, and they often host out-of-town guests.
Ah, great. Ah, thank you. And here's a little bit of holy wine from my private stash.
Thank you. That's holy wine. It's a unique idea. I've never considered it, but I love it.
All right. So let's go to the mayor, see if we can get some rooms. Go to the cottage.
There's one more thing you would notice in the church before you leave. Give me a perception check.
Who, everyone?
Anybody who wants to. Sinal, you would notice a photograph on the wall here. It's of a youthful Father Filipovic and Anna at their wedding, taken when they were in their 20s. Posing with them is another young man. You identify as Dr. Todorovic of the museum. You find something odd about the photographs. Although the couple married young, it seems now like the priest and the museum director were nearing their 60s, while the priest's wife appears only in her 40s. Perhaps she just has a good complexion? Anyway, you're going to the mayor. His name's Todor. He and his wife, Ilya, are honored to have foreign visitors. In the house, their large extended family includes his sister, Marha, 4 grandparents, his 2 sons, their wives, and 7 grandchildren. And a big household always has a bit more room. They can provide beds for 2 of you.
I would gladly give up a bed for the others.
No, that's fine. I
He
got
suggests that the third person go back and tell the priest that it would be nice if you could stay with him.
I got my own tent. I'll be fine. I'll stay outside.
Okay. He would invite you all to join in the early evening meal. It's a chaotic pleasure in which 23-year-old people sit around tables shoved together and fight over enormous platters and bowls of steaming food. The meal is earlier than normal this evening. He explains that it's a very important night for the village, as there will be a ceremony at dusk to which he says, "You are most welcome." The house is typical of a prosperous man in a rural community. While not sumptuous, it's comfortable, well maintained, with an eclectic range of furniture, rugs, and decoration that clearly spans many generations. Not so typical are the scattering of small pottery objects, clay figurines, and decorated tiles that adorn some of the window sills.
Well, that dinner reminds me of fighting over with my brothers back when he was a young lad.
This is far greater than any meal I've ever had on the road as a child.
Those rations, they get old after about 1 day.
About halfway through one, I'd imagine.
Yup. And then Baylor realizes, who was I talking to?
Todor is who said that. He's sitting at the table next to all of you. You're free to ask him questions.
I'll ask him about the guy that lives in the woods.
Well, she is known as grandmother. She's lived in the forest for many years. He seems... Give me an insight check.
Everyone?
Yeah, I'll give one too.
Just Baylor.
Okay.
Well, there seems to be an edge in their conversations about her. They don't like talking about her very much, but they will. He says she was a learned scholar in her youth, but many in the village believe she's more than a little mad to want to live so deep in the woods for so long.
It's
Been many years since she visited town. The last time was when Todor was in his teens. He doesn't remember her actual name. It was a long time ago. People started referring to her as grandmother much later. Last year, Marha, his wife, saw a a man and grandmother yelling at each other out in the fields near the forest. The man cursed grandmother. She just laughed and called his people ignorant heathens.
Hmm. We don't have no idea who the man was.
Just some man.
Hmm. And what do you mean, his people? People of a particular race?
Blacks. Let's go with that. I don't know.
No, I meant like dwarves, halflings, something like that.
No,
but okay.
no.
Let's go with blacks.
Human.
Okay.
There's no more details provided. She just called his people ignorant heathens.
Okay. So she sounds lovely.
If he said like blacks, Zuya might have gotten triggered from that.
I'll see if I can bring her some of my Auntie Maeve's fruitcake.
Why don't you just bring her
I
your
got the
truth
book.
serum, aka that tequila you gave me last time?
I didn't give you any tequila.
Why the fuck do I remember drinking tequila?
I don't know. I gave you black slag ale. That was my black flask.
I was talking about last week.
Yeah, let's stop talking about the blacks.
Why? Do you have a problem with them?
I think the whole story is getting a little too dark. Y'all love that. All right, let's go. I'm gonna go to bed. He doesn't even know how to respond now.
Okay, so reading a little bit deeper, the man was from a tribe. They have a semi-permanent camp a few miles from town. Its specific location has moved over the years, but the people have lived in the region for centuries despite war and persecution. That's probably the people she was talking about. They're very religious. Their ties to the people of the town here are mostly cordial, due in part to their common religious identity, and Father Filipovic has encouraged the bonds between the two communities during his years in the village, much to the chagrin of his wife. But the roots of their traditions are older than the church. Some have taken on the trappings and venerations of spirits and things. Their origins speak of a battle against an older and darker dangers than imagined by priest or cleric. You could check out this tribe, or you could go straight into the woods.
Side note: anybody else find it weird that the priest has a wife?
No, because depending on the religion, it wasn't uncommon for it up until recently.
Just curious.
Yeah, technically Catholic priest, that whole thing was more just out of a necessity to keep the money inside the church. Most religions don't have that rule.
No,
I thought it was because you can't marry a little boy.
Well, that too. But, you know, they got rid of that after the ancient Greeks and the ancient Romans.
No, I just mean like. Usually, you don't ever see priests that are married.
Honestly,
Like, even-
most of the ones I've known were.
Even in games and stuff like reverends and stuff, I understand that. But like, I don't even think like high priests in Egypt were ever married. Anyway,
I've never met an unmarried religious leader. Of course, I don't know any Catholics.
anyway, so no, I was just thinking like maybe she could have been a succubus or something that was keeping them in trance.
There's definitely something hinky going on with them.
Okay, well, let's go to bed, go see the grandma in the morning, find out what's going on.
We could also go check out that camp.
I'm not sure. I think it's gonna lead us to Granny either way. I'm thinking like maybe she stole something from them, as they said they were very religious, something of great importance, and because that she's been cursed, or all three of them were cursed.
Man, I'll take your word for it.
So
least that's what I'm
before
reading.
you can go to bed, you've got to see the ritual. Tonight,
ritual?
a special ritual takes place in the village.
What kind of ritual?
Sure.
Well, the villagers know that the spring plantings will go badly without rain. Though the rains have been good so far, Todor and the village council have agreed to the Sagani, the tribe's offer to perform a special ceremony in hopes of extending the favorable weather. Father Filipovic disapproves of this activity, encouraging the villagers instead to place their faith in God, but Todor responds that it's harmless, lifts the mood of the village, and surely with the Father present, God will know that they are faithful. Anna flatly refuses to allow it to be performed anywhere near her home or the church, and in her broken common, she strongly advises the investigators to have nothing to do with it.
Huh.
Okay, let's go check out this human sacrifice.
I'm actually thinking about messing with it.
What?
What,
Yeah, that's what I mean. We're gonna go to the human sacrifice and then we're gonna stop it.
Human sacrifice?
I'm pretty sure they're doing a human sacrifice. That's just the way these creepy people make it sound like what they're gonna do.
Yeah, who knows? It might be the Wicker Man Festival. Let's check
She,
it out.
if you were, I mean, she would, Anna would come up to you and say, as men of the cloth, of men who follow God, please do not attend. In fact, come to the church and pray for the souls of the ignorant villagers with me.
Well, as men of God, we should go and see this to make sure that nothing unholy is being done. Should we not?
You should have nothing to do with it, as I wish my husband would not.
But how can we tell if we are not there if anything unholy or is untoward is being done?
Please do not attend. It is an unholy festival. Put your faith in
Then
God,
we should go
and
and
He will
put a
sort it
stop
out.
to it.
Yes, I'll have to see these heretics myself.
Suit yourself. An hour before dusk, as the air starts to chill, the women of the village invite the youngest daughter of... Let's see, so I gotta give you a little bit more backstory. The mayor's wife has invited the extended family of the shaman woman from the tribe. Her name is Luminista, to the village to perform the ceremony. An hour before dusk, they invite the youngest daughter of the Luminista family into the Nidic household. That would be the mayor's household, Todor. When the girl emerges, she wears a skirt and cape of thick leaves, her skin smeared with mud. The villagers await her outside carrying burning torches. They lead her from household to household, dancing and swaying, chanting rhythmically. At regular intervals, water is ladled over her by the woman of the house she has entered. As she leaves each home, the man of the house hands her a small present. The visits continue until late into the night, when all the houses in the village have been entered. The brave girl is soaked to the skin, her teeth chattering in the cold. The women of the village then bathe her, feed her delicacies, bundle her warmly, and escort her and her new trinkets home.
Did everybody just get laid?
I don't know, I'm very confused by what just happened.
Young girl went to each house. The men paid
Got
her
wet.
afterwards. Yeah, and then got washed off afterwards. Sounds like she just fucked everybody.
Would you like to ask someone?
Nope.
No, honestly, at this point, I want to get out of this weird town and not figure out anymore what's going on here. I'm just happy they didn't sacrifice her.
I think the sooner we get that evil statue piece, the farther away from this place, the better this place will be.
Well, then let's go get it.
Yep. Good idea.
But I don't think we're going to be finding it today.
So, those of you going back to Todor to stay with him, you stay up all night drinking, warmed by his stories and the well-stoked fires, and with perhaps a dog or two curled up on you, you fall asleep. Late in the night, I need a perception check.
Internal, external.
Internal.
That's y'all.
Zirin, you as well. Or Zerial.
You would both wake up to the sounds of voices. 3 people in the kitchen conversing in low, urgent tones.
What are they saying?
You can't tell, and you don't actually understand the language.
I would look at Zerial and say, let's get our shit and get out of here.
Okay.
I get my shit and I get out.
I'm going to follow
Stealthily?
now.
Go wake up Baylor and say, come on, gotta get out of here.
Okay. The whispers cease at once.
Baylor's outside in a tent.
I know, that's why we went outside to you after we got our shit and got out.
Okay.
And then we went to you and said, come on, we gotta go.
All right, hold on. I gotta get ready. I gotta break down my tent. I gotta put on my armor. It's gonna take me at least 30 minutes.
They might try and come and kill us by then, but okay.
Wait, what do you think is going on?
I mean, I was kind of hoping y'all would like listen in on what they were saying, but y'all chose a different route. So I'm gonna break down my tent, put on my armor, pack up my mule.
I couldn't understand what they were saying. It was like a different language.
And I don't suppose you prepared comprehend languages, did you?
No.
No.
That would have been useful. I will. Alright, I think I'm all packed. Yes? No? Sage?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. I drink my new brew, Espresso Loco. It's made with fermented coffee beans. High in caffeine.
Nice.
Until the caffeine wears off and then you realize you're really, really drunk.
Did anybody give you directions to this place?
Yeah, he said it was to the northwest down the woods. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
We got it from the priest.
Okay. So you begin heading into the woods.
I can also ask for direction. The local animal population.
So, the hut of the old collector is no more than an hour's walk west of the village, but no paths lead to it.
Okay. What time is it?
You left in the middle of the night.
Okay, so it's gonna be dark when we arrive. We're probably gonna startle people.
I can cast light.
We can find a different place to camp out. I just wanted to get the fuck away from those weird people's house.
All right. Well, want me to just reset up my tent once we find a clearing? Yes? No?
Yeah, that's fine by
We'll
me.
be safe.
Okay. Head into the woods about 10, 20, 30 minutes, whatever. As soon as we find a clearing, I'll put it. set
So,
up
so
my
you
tent
head
for the
across
morning.
planted fields and open woodland. After a half hour of walking, on reaching the top of a low rise, you can see smoke rising from fireplaces. Well, I guess you can't see it. You set up your tent, and then you wake up in the morning, and you climb to the top of the low rise. You can see smoke rising from the fireplaces of the tribe's settlement, perhaps a mile or two to the north.
Okay, let's
Closer
go
to
find
the edge
that
of the
old man's
forest, the
cabin.
pasture.
Like
The
fire?
pasture is rich and green, even in winter. No, like smoke, like chimneys. It's the
Okay.
settlement.
Okay, I thought you meant like it was
So
on
the pasture is
fire.
rich and green, even in winter, but curiously, no livestock from the village graze it or appear to have ever done so. Before long, the dark evergreen trees close in, and layer upon layer of old leaves and needles muffle the soft forest floor. Entering the forest, travel steadily progresses up a long, gentle slope. Trees and moss swallow every sound, except for your own footsteps and the occasional hushed speech. The trees grow bigger and older yet. There's a strong smell of humus and the tickling sensation... Wait, not hummus. Humus. I don't know what that is. There's a strong smell of humus and a tickling sensation of rotting vegetation.
It's
As the limbs of trees
right?
intertwine, the sheltered ground gets wetter. Mushrooms, toadstools, bracket fungi, and slime molds coat every surface. Mold fills your nostrils as you breathe in the thick atmosphere. Movement slows and becomes unpleasant.
I really need to learn herbalism as this guy.
Yeah, hummus. It's called.
After a long time in the cold, damp air, you notice a faint but welcome smell, that of freshly baked bread. Shortly after, you enter a small clearing in the forest where a thatched cottage stands. The cottage is made of a pale brown, rough-hewn timber, with a roughly circular fence of briarwood surrounding a neatly tended plot in which cuttings have just been set out. A young woman's voice can be heard from inside the cottage, sweetly humming. The cottage door is shut and the window shutters are closed.
Knock.
Well, this definitely isn't a hag
Okay.
with a chicken cottage.
A voice calls you in.
Male or female?
Ahoy!
Female. Across the lintel wafts the heady smell of newly baked bread. Inside a single large room, a fire burns in the large rounded clay brick oven, and freshly turned bread steams on a table nearby. The walls of the warmly lit room are crammed with shelves, loaded floor to ceiling with fragments of statuary, and near the oven's hearth an attractive young woman sits at a tapestry frame, rapidly passing a needle and thread back and forth through the canvas and singing in time with her stitches. She smiles and greets you.
Want an insight checker?
I smile back.
I have to smile back.
Ahoy there, lass. We're trying to seek the grandmother and the collector guy. Forgot his name.
Yes.
We're looking
Yes,
for
well,
pieces
my name
of
is
a statue.
Kasurka. I am. She is my grandmother, and she will be home later. She starts making tea and offers you slices of the bread topped liberally with a berry spread. She continues to hum as she prepares and offers the food.
Oh, thank you.
I'm inside checking her.
Thank you,
That's
lass. I already
great.
ate this morning. I'm full. I
Bread
appreciate it.
smells wonderful.
It does. But I ain't eating nothing.
What are
in
you
this house.
insight checking her for?
Oh, the food she's offering, if she's a trustworthy person.
Yes, she's offering you bread and berry jam.
I'm pretty sure I just left a town full of people who do human sacrifices and all kinds of weird things. Don't trust anyone.
Okay.
No, that wasn't awkward. So when are you expecting her back? Kind of early for her to be, for her to leave the house. I mean, the sun just came up not too long ago.
Yeah, she likes to go on a morning walk.
And what about, your father? Uncle?
We were told an old man lives out here. Collector.
No, that's grandmother. She's the collector.
Oh. Oh, okay. Very well then. You don't mind if we wait for her?
Of note, the deep shelves here in the cabin are packed with magnificent examples of worked stone of all shapes and sizes from a dazzling range of eras.
It's not weird or awkward at all. You don't mind until we wait for her to show up a little bit later? Hate to impose.
Oh, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Make yourself useful. The
She needs some firewood. I think I saw a stump
shit.
out back.
yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. I'll go help out with some chores around the place.
How can I help you with?
This tapestry needs to be cleaned, if you wouldn't mind.
No, I wouldn't mind at all.
On the
Nice
tapestry
touch.
is a vivid depiction of a peasant village.
Is there anything you need me to do as well?
I thought you were just gonna be just like Deadpool and just sitting there. And I'll just stand here and make you smile.
I can do that too. Starts playing a song
Okay.
to go along with the tune she was humming.
She continues to hum the whole time. As you guys all finish your chores and come back inside, a moment later, a sound like the flapping of sheets in a breeze is heard from the outside. Footsteps come up the path. A draft gusts through the cottage as an ancient, vigorous woman enters. She's dressed in embroidered traditional skirts and a cloak neat and tidy. She walks with a pronounced stoop. Her skin is sun-browned and deeply wrinkled. Large moles dot her face. She smiles a greeting at her visitors, showing her few remaining teeth to be stained dark brown. Kasurka greets her with a hug and leads her over to the fireplace, talking animatedly in a language that you don't understand.
Here it
You
is
can give
again,
me
those
a
whispers.
history check, though.
Alright, give me just a moment.
Oh wait.
They are speaking an ancient version of Common,
So,
an
Old
archaic dialect, but their meaning cannot be made out. During this talk, both women glance frequently at you, and many smiles pass between them. Settling in the chair by the fire, grandmother greets you in broken but intelligible English, asking you why you are here and what it is you seek. You must seek something extraordinary. She has very few visitors these days. Those who bother to make the trip to her house usually have good reason.
Aye.
Piece of a statue.
Aye, the, did we ever get the full name of this artifact?
I don't know that you did.
You were just told it was a statue that was great evil, to my knowledge.
I'll look it up later. Anyway, we tried to find this, fragment of a statue that, great evil, the priest from the village sent us, as well did Dr. Toravik from, what's the name of the place?
Waterside?
Yeah, that place. From Waterside.
Yes, many years ago, my father was a teacher of history. As a girl, I was always following him around ruins of ancient settlements, and I became fascinated with the beauty of ancient sculpture. I started to collect small examples even then. Eventually, I became known as a reliable source of genuine artifacts. Moved to this area more than 40 years ago after discovering that it had been previously on an unexplored trade route through the Lesser Territories. Now I've made a living uncovering many artifacts of interest in the area. But I'm now quite old and can't travel as far, so it's more of a hobby that brings in a little money. Even still, if I have what you seek, I hope you've brought suitable payment.
What
As she
kind of
talks,
thing?
Kasurka places more wood in the oven, greases a large roasting pan, and peels carrots, potatoes, and onions, which she arranges neatly around its edges. Grandmother asks, "You will stay for lunch. There will be plenty of time to discuss this, and return to Orasak before darkness falls."
Very well. Is there anything else you'd like some assistance with? Must be very difficult, the two of you living out here by yourselves.
We tend to manage. But about this relic, I'm going to try to move this along. Her eyes begin to flicker rapidly around the room, looking and searching among the fragments of statues that she has. She's heard stories, of course, vague whisperings, but never thought them more than legends. She appears surprised to think that she may have a piece of that relic of which you speak in her house. Her brow furrows. Maybe it's on this shelf, maybe that. She has so many pieces. Could you help me find it?
I suppose I could.
Maybe it's on this shelf. And she points to a tall shelf.
Maybe one of my taller companions.
I believe what you're looking for is an arm. If it's the statue of which I think you speak. Yeah, so a right arm, perhaps.
What kind of check would we need to make that?
Maybe under the table.
Let me do.
Maybe wrapped up in that rug? As you search, you find dozens of arms.
I'm
Meanwhile,
insight checking
Kasurka
her to
inspects
see
the
if
heat
she's
of
being
the oven.
serious with us.
And places the pan within. She knows she has the piece of which you seek. And as you search, she asks, "Was there anything unusual you know about this piece? The color, the age, the size?" Again, she looks puzzled, Then her
It's
gaze
evil.
fastens on the highest shelf, high up in the peak of the cottage's eaves. There! It is there, she points to an arm of sorts wedged up high, half in the rafters and thatch.
Yeah, I definitely can't reach that.
Can I reach it? Zuriel is
You
6'1".
could if you climbed up over the furniture to reach it.
Hey, Sinel, don't you have levitate?
Oh, not today,
Why not?
because I believe we run on the long rest calendar from before that doesn't come back to the end of a long rest.
Oh, I thought it was twice a day you could cast it.
No, it's respawns at daily at dawn, but that was changed to at the end of long rests.
Correct.
Okay, fine. Let me try to reach there.
Oh, wait,
Just
hold on a
climb
second.
up on the
I
furniture.
can just do this. Whee! I'll just mage hand it down.
You tug on it, but you can't tug it loose. It's stuck up in there. You'll need a little more leverage than 8 pounds.
Okay, Zuriel's going to... Like, what kind of furniture is there? Like, something reliable to step on?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you can pull a chair up and stand on the chair and climb on top of the kind of the mantle. Work your way over to it, holding onto the beams of the thatch roof.
Okay, going to pull a chair there.
Kasurka
Try to
opens the
reach
oven
it.
door to check on the heat, and murmuring a caution that the investigator not fall, grandmother sways from side to side, her eyes glaze, and begins singing a ditty under her breath. Then several events happen simultaneously. You, Zuriel, reaching for the arm, feels it come free. As it comes free, the fingers of an adjacent marble arm and the toes of an adjacent leg flex and grasp your reaching arm in vice-like grips. 2. All the rest of you looking upward discover that the roof is not thatched as you had perceived, but is a roiling mat of intertwined fine, ropey tendrils, gray-brown and glistening, with beads of milky phosphorescent sweat. 3. Grandmother unbends and grasps the bread shovel leaning against the oven. She cackles as she slides the flat of the shovel under the feet of Zuriel on the cabinet and unhesitatingly pivots him towards the oven with shocking strength. The oven, now a rugo's leech-like maw, ringed with gripping thorn-like hooks, gapes huge as it grows and extrudes itself towards you, Zuriel. On the shovel, the mouth expands until it is larger than a man, and the fire within ceases to conceal its true function. Grandmother swings you into the enormous mouth, and Kasurka, holding a large kitchen knife, sings joyously, advancing on Sinal. The words she sings, ya, fleka, flekla, shupnarak, hang disturbingly in the air, as if echoed by the cottage itself.
Is there a fire inside this oven?
There is.
Throw the witches in.
Oh,
I flood it with water to put out the fire.
Okay. You do put out the fire, but it is still a gaping maw that will swallow you whole.
It's fine. At least you're not being burned
So-
alive at the moment.
Let's start with Zuriel on the shovel. I need an athletics check.
athletics. I don't get a choice of athletics or acrobatics, right? Just athletics.
I need athletics on this one.
Okay.
So you are tossed into the oven. The right arm of the statue that you were trying to grab You're holding. You hold it outside of the oven for just a moment for someone else to potentially grab. Sinal, I need an acrobatics check. You're being threatened by a Kasurka, and she's swinging at you.
Help me.
I got a 21.
You succeed. Baylor, all of the shelves around you have turned into interlaced finger bones. They detach and reach out to grasp at you. Your hair, your clothing, your limbs. The statuaries on the cabinets are falling down as they do this. Make a dexterity save to get out of the way.
Oh, this will be funny.
You get clunked on the head by a heavy statue, losing 4 hit points. Let me get everybody to make, except for Zuriel, make a dexterity save as the cottage rises up on huge, gnarled legs and begins to extract itself from the surrounding undergrowth.
I called this shit. Called this shit.
And I insight checked these people multiple times with over 20s, and I didn't get shit off of it.
I said this is a hag's house with that fucking chicken. The chicken legs.
I insight checked them.
Baylor, you avoid falling over. Sinal, dexterity save.
Okay.
You fall down. And everyone give me a unskilled intelligence check.
Okay. How do I do this? Oh, skills.
So as the cottage roils and turns and furniture slams up against walls, only Sinal can still see the door.
I will point to it and tell them, get out of here, let's go, the door's this way.
Help me.
Yeah, he's like behind bars.
I have no way to help him. Do I? I can't think of any way I could help him.
Let's go into initiative. So Zuriel, you're first up. You're being swallowed by the hearth.
Okay, I'll try to get out.
How would you like to do that?
Wait, I can't get out?
What would you like to do to get out? You're being swallowed right now.
Try to climb out.
Okay, give me an athletics check. The mouth closes. Your arm is severed at the elbow. The right arm of the statuette falls out onto the ground. Sinal, what do you do?
So he's been swallowed. So I just saw him get swallowed, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Wait, so I'm dead?
I'm gonna go for that door.
Are you leaving the statue piece behind?
No, I'll grab that first.
Okay. Make an
And after I
acrobatics check to get to the statue and get to the door. You did fall, so this will be made at disadvantage.
Not up, I
You
imagine.
fall. Baylor, what do? You don't know where the door is, but you do see Sinal falling, and you see the
Wait,
statuette's
is
arm.
Luria alive or not right now?
Hold on, we'll come back to you.
Okay, so the oven door shut. He's swallowed it just behind the door.
So the oven door has turned into a large gaping maw that now has legs. The cottage is rising up off the ground, and it is the mouth of this creature that he is in.
Okay.
And it has clamped down its spiky jaws on him, and the piece of the statue has fallen out, but his arm has been severed.
Damn, that sucks for him. Teach him to roll bad. Let's see what do I want to do. Spellbook. All right. I'm gonna go. What you call it? Protection from good and evil, and go run forward to the statue piece to try to grab it.
Okay. You can grab it and Sinal on the same turn with a acrobatics check. There are pieces of statues rolling around all over the floor. You're trying not to slip and fall on one of them. You succeed. You grab Sinal and you grab the statue arm. Zuriel. Let's talk about what's happening with you. You feel first your mind begin to slip away. The world doesn't go dark as you think that it would tend to when you die. No, the world becomes light and full of activity and motion and different colors and sounds, and it's almost overwhelming what you're experiencing. Not the absence of anything, but the overwhelming of everything. And we'll hold there. Sinal, you know where the door is. Baylor has you by the arm. You can make an acrobatics check with advantage to get out.
Okay, then am I pulling Baylor out with me?
You are. You both make it through the door and tumble down onto the ground. It's a long fall. Dexterity saves to avoid falling flat. Baylor succeeds in a deft roll. Sinal takes 6 damage as you land funny. Amid the chaos, the sounds of dissonant singing wafts through the trees. Grandmother and Caserca sing in an ancient tongue, disturbing to the ear. Moments later, the writhing shapes of 3 emerge from the shadows of the forest. 3 trees. 3 trees emerge from the shadows of the forest. What now? Baylor.
It's my turn or Sinal's? Okay.
It's your turn.
I say we go that way. We can't really help him right now. We need to run. Hate to say it. Well, I
You
don't know.
see clearly now that the briarwood fence is a more midden ring of thorns, its branches littered with the countless bleached bones and grinning skulls of former victims. As you race past, it's still light enough outside to see countless fine, pale tendrils draw themselves free of the bonework, retreating into the rich black soil. Behind, you hear the snap of crushed branches and feel the ground tremble as the cottage thing pulls itself free of the surrounding undergrowth. It swells and ripples as if with new-found strength, and all around the forest quickly withers.
Yeah, we need to get the fuck out of here.
Oh, don't worry, I have an escape plan.
Okay.
Well, it unfortunately doesn't work for both of us.
God damn it.
I can turn myself invisible.
Alright.
Are you running?
For now, yeah.
The scream of a young woman cuts through the mayhem.
Young woman.
Do you look back?
Yeah, well, I'm still standing there waiting for my turn to run.
Nope.
You're just running? No, it's your turn to run now. You're running together. Question is, do you turn around to see the scream?
Yeah.
Give me a wisdom save. You witness the walker in the woods as it truly appears, rising on its goat-like legs.
And that's when I turn myself
The
invisible and go,
scream-
fuck this shit.
The scream is Kasurka standing over grandmother. The old woman is on the brink of death, but grips the terrified young woman's right arm and sings an altogether different song. Within seconds, she drains the life from Kasurka, leaving her as desiccated and lifeless as the walker left the forest glade. In turn, grandmother seems to grow in strength and vitality, flesh rejuvenating as she stands. And then you run. To the outside, the deep forest is worse than a maze. The close-pressed evergreens block much of the feeble winter light, and the undergrowth is thick enough to obscure all but the most well-worn deer paths. You must now choose someone to lead you out. Who will be taking the lead?
I'm somewhat good in the woods. How are you in the woods?
13.
14.
Dang it.
That's not an answer.
I will.
I'm a 13.
He can do
Make
it, and I'm guessing
a-
I
guys.
was doing
a
it out of,
survival check.
character, not... I was trying to do it out of character.
Yeah,
Make a
he
survival
can-
check.
with a D4 from guidance.
15.
You succeed. Please make another one.
Guidance again, imagining.
Yep.
You fail. You find yourself turned around, heading back into the forest. You can nominate a new leader or keep trying.
Keep trying, I imagine.
Yeah. Okay. You don't do that no more.
Yep. Yeah, I don't... Roll a dice, man.
You cross path with a panicked bear in the woods.
I scream at the bear to intimidate him to make him run away.
Roll an intimidation check.
God damn it. This is hilarious.
Okay.
Wait, what happened there? So you're 7.1, I'm a 5. Sanal, you're first to act.
Okay.
There's a
Okay.
bear 12 feet from you.
Are we gonna try and kill this thing, or are we gonna try and run? Hey, Lord.
The bear or the house?
The bear right now is the current predicament we're in.
Run.
Okay, then. I'm going to run! No. First I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my instrument, strum a little tune, and tell the bear that we mean it no harm, we are just trying to flee, and point at the house and go, from that!
It understands. Make another
I
track
go-
check. Or survival. You succeed. In fact, that's a very good success. Make one more survival check. with your guidance. You succeed
Yeah.
again. You find yourself in the open country. There's no sign of pursuit.
What the fuck was that, man? What the fuck was
The-
that?
That was like some Baba Yaga shit.
First a train, then that.
Yeah, there's. I didn't have no spells or nothing else. We couldn't fight that. Not from that condition, and with only 3 of us.
Okay, I'm saying we head back to the carnival.
Wait, so you said we'll get more on that?
So yeah.
Yes. Your experience, Zuriel, is not one that you enjoy very much. You find yourself in what's essentially I mean, you're still alive. You still feel alive. You feel different, but and armless, but in one piece. The experience that you're having, though, is it feels like either a hallucination or like you've transported to a different plane. Your brain begins to lose track of you. I mean, you know you're alive, but who are you and what does it mean to be alive? Over the next several days and weeks, you feel your sanity slipping away, but more than that, you feel yourself slipping away. And as you wander around this world where you know no one and nothing, you begin to not even know yourself.
Did he get sent to Pandemonium?
No.
It kind of sounds like Pandemonium.
Wait, Pandemonium was that
No.
place with the winds?
Yeah, you know, it's that hellish landscape. You just walk around going crazy slowly.
It is not Pandemonium. It is the
Damn.
belly of one of the great old ones.
Really?
The house was a great old one.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if a lesser old one.
Technically, a great old one doesn't have to actually be all that powerful. It just has to be ancient of a beyond the universe time span. The only descriptions they give for great old ones are they're creatures that existed before time.
So I'm assuming this is what it looked like.
So how many experience points do we get for this?
3.
Well, I know you're being digested in this fourth dimensional Sarlacc pit. Have fun with that. You might get out. Maybe.
Yeah, we just gotta go back one day and get a party to go and save you, and then when we pull you out, you know, you'll be just, you know, that crazy old guy.
That might mean you just got put into a oven of devouring.
So, the black goat of the woods with 1,000 young. Shub
Yogg-Saron?
Niggurath.
What?
Shub Niggurath. The black goat of the woods with 1,000 young.
Oh, that's the one that's
This is the-
Yogg-Saron based off of. Okay. From Warcraft.
This is you are in the belly of an avatar of this creature. You would not have survived this encounter. He has a con of 60. A strength of 25.
So yeah.
But yeah, let's do votes and see who's going to win this.
This had to have been based on Baba Yaga. Come on.
They were Baba Yagas.
Okay.
That experience, my character is picking up a spell that allows him to comprehend languages.
Nope. Up, ignore that vote. Let's make another one in OOC. So you're able to find your way back to the road, take your horses back up quickly to the carnival. Zuriel does not return with you. And the last thing you hear is Isolde saying, "Pull up stakes, it's time to move again."
Wow.
You'll both
Think
get
it
one
can
treasure
actually
point.
feel that bad.
That's the goal. And no matter how geared you were, like, there was no use a healing potion. Like, it wasn't anything like that. So everybody's talking about, oh, we can't buy healing potions? Well, there's a lot of save or die stuff happening. You didn't save, so you die. Pretty straightforward. Sinal with 7 AP, Baylor with 4. And the extra experience point is going to... It appears to be a tie. Let's roll a d2 for it. 2 is Sinal. Congratulations,
Yay.
Baylor.
Yay!
Aw.
Yeah.
He gets it. He's gotten every single one of them, even when he doesn't win the vote. That's seriously the 4th time he's gotten it.
No, 3rd. We've only had 3 games.
Whatever.